Welcome to Philosophy of Life, a place where we reflect on the deeper lessons of living. Aging is not the end, but the autumn of life, calm, profound, and beautiful, if we know how to embrace it. In today's video, we'd like to share with you 13 pieces of advice for seniors, simple yet powerful insights that can bring peace and meaning to the final chapters of life. Whether you've entered your golden years, are caring for aging parents, or simply want to better understand the journey ahead, what we're about to share is a heartfelt gift for your soul. Growing older is a natural part of life's cycle. As we reach our later years, we become more aware of our physical decline and the limits of what we can handle. This stage often leads us to reflect on how to live in a way that feels meaningful, peaceful, and worthwhile. In reality, some seniors live with inner peace and joy, while others feel lonely, tired, or full of regret. The key difference often lies not in external conditions, but in our attitude and approach to life. What we're about to share are 13 deeply reflective lessons drawn from life experiences, past mistakes, and timeless values carried through decades of living. These are not lofty ideas or wishful thinking. They are practical, grounded principles that can help you maintain good health, a clear mind, and a sense of dignity and self-respect in the final stage of life. If you're 60 or older, or if you're walking alongside a loved one through this journey, this video is a sincere reminder: live for yourself, live with kindness, find peace, and make the most of each day, even if your hair has turned gray and your steps have slowed down. Before we begin, we kindly invite you to support this channel by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. 1. Limit the time you stay at your children's home. Visiting your children and spending time with your grandchildren can bring great joy, but like all joys, it's best when kept within healthy boundaries. Staying too long, even if no one says it out loud, can lead to uncomfortable situations for both sides. At first, your children may be happy to welcome you, but living together long-term isn't always easy. Differences in daily routines, lifestyles, and parenting styles can quietly create tension. Seniors may feel hurt by unintentional remarks, while adult children may feel tied down but reluctant to speak up. At this stage of life, harmony in family relationships matters most. To keep that harmony, maintain respectful space. Visit for a few days, share conversations, cook a meal together, then return to your own peaceful home. Sometimes, a short, warm visit is more deeply appreciated. Like a perfectly steeped cup of tea, the right amount of presence strengthens connection. But too much, and the warmth can fade. Give your children their space, and protect your own comfort too. This isn't distance, it's wisdom. A loving distance keeps relationships healthy and strong. 2. Lower your expectations of your children. As parents, it's natural to hope for our children to be successful, respectful, and caring. But life doesn't always unfold according to our hopes. Our children have their own paths, pressures, and personal choices. Holding on to high expectations can easily lead to disappointment and hurt. When they forget to call, we feel neglected. When they don't take our advice, we feel dismissed. When they're too busy to visit, we feel unloved. But often, it's not personal, it's just life moving too fast. The higher the expectations, the greater the frustration. Letting go of expectations brings peace to the soul. Learn to see your children as independent adults, not kids to be controlled. Let them make their own decisions, learn from mistakes, and grow through experience. You'll find that the less you demand, the more naturally your relationship will flourish. Your children don't need to be perfect. If they live with kindness, responsibility, and show love with a call or a caring word, that's more than enough. 3. Don't disclose all your assets to your children. A parent's love is unconditional. After a lifetime of hard work, many want to leave something behind for their children. But if not handled carefully, that very inheritance can cause emotional rifts within the family. Don't rush to share all the details of your savings, properties, or finances. This isn't about distrust, it's about keeping your independence. Once your children know exactly what you have, they may start making assumptions or plans, consciously or not. And when you no longer hold any financial control, your voice may start to lose weight in the family. Your wealth is the result of your sweat, health, and precious time. It's not just for passing down. It's also your safety net, for medical needs, unexpected challenges, and the freedom to live on your own terms. If you give too much too soon, you risk becoming dependent and vulnerable. Plan carefully. If needed, create a clear will, explain your wishes, and protect what matters. Don't let others hold all the decisions. In old age, love is important, but so is respect. And that respect often comes when you hold on to something for yourself. 4. Avoid conflicts and arguments with your spouse. At this stage in life, your spouse is no longer just someone you live with. They're a part of your memories, your habits, and a quiet presence who has walked with you through the ups and downs of life. And yet, it's often in these later years that many couples find themselves arguing over the smallest things: how the food is seasoned, who forgot to turn off the light, or how to deal with the grandchildren. These aren't serious issues, but as we age, we tend to become more sensitive and easily hurt. Ask yourself, what's the point of these arguments? When we were younger, we could fight and make up. But as we grow older, each argument becomes a crack, and it could be the final one. No spouse is perfect. They may be forgetful, grumpy, or set in their ways. But their presence is still the most precious thing by your side. Don't trade peace for the need to be right in a trivial disagreement. Love in old age is no longer a blazing fire, it's a gentle, steady ember that gives warmth. Blow too hard, and it might go out. What we need in our twilight years is someone to walk beside us, not necessarily to talk all the time, but to share quiet moments, eat together, and hold hands as we near the end of the road. So if you can, choose kind words. Share a smile. Life is short, and every peaceful day together is worth more than any argument about who's right or wrong. Your spouse is not someone to win against, but someone to cherish and hold close until the very end. 5. Don't use your personal finances to fully support caring for your grandchildren. As grandparents, we naturally love our grandkids. Watching them take their first steps or babble their first words melts our hearts. But out of that deep love, many elders sacrifice their health, time, and even their savings to care for their grandchildren, sometimes to the point of neglecting their own needs. Some use their pensions or savings to pay for formula, school tuition, or even help their children pay off debts, thinking that helping the kids is helping the grandkids. But over time, this can lead to physical and emotional exhaustion. Children may be grateful, or they may start to see your help as an obligation. And when love becomes duty, gratitude often fades. It's fine to spend time playing with or teaching your grandkids. But don't put yourself in the role of being their primary caregiver. Old age is meant for rest and self-care, not for taking on the heavy responsibility of raising another generation. If you want to help, do so within your means. When you feel tired, say no. Refusing isn't selfish, it's a sign that you respect and love yourself. Remember, loving your grandkids is instinctual. But protecting your health, time, and financial security is wise. Your later years are precious, don't trade them for silent sacrifices that may never be acknowledged. 6. Maintain your independence, don't rely too much on your children. As parents, we all love our children. But loving them doesn't mean you have to live dependent on them. At this stage in life, the most valuable thing isn't material wealth, it's your independence, in thinking, daily living, and emotional well-being. Many elders have spent their whole lives devoted to their children, only to retire into a life still governed by their children's opinions and decisions. Every need requires permission, every purchase feels like a negotiation, even eating what you enjoy might come with hesitation. At first, this dependence may feel voluntary. But over time, it chips away at your freedom. When you no longer have control over your life, you begin to lose the joy of living. Try to keep a separate source of income, maintain routines that care for yourself, and nurture a mindset of independence. When you can care for yourself, your children feel more at ease, and your relationship with them becomes lighter and more respectful. Growing old doesn't mean becoming weak. It's a time to live with strength, clarity, and self-direction like never before. 7. If you're single, think carefully before remarrying. Growing old alone can feel lonely, but it's not the same as being unhappy. Some think remarriage is the answer to that emptiness, but it isn't always true. Marriage in later life isn't just about companionship. It brings new challenges, different lifestyles, relationships with each other's children, finances, and habits that might clash and cause conflict. At this age, what matters most isn't having a partner, it's having inner peace. If you're single and feel free, content, and at ease with yourself, that is its own form of happiness. You can do what you love, rest when you wish, and live without having to explain or accommodate anyone else. If you crave connection, expand your circle of friends, join community activities, and keep a cheerful spirit. But don't rush into a new marriage just to avoid loneliness. It could bring more complications than comfort. Not everyone needs a partner by their side. But everyone needs peace in their heart. And sometimes, living alone is the lightest and most peaceful way to grow old. 8. Keep ownership of your home. A house is more than just a place to live. It's the root of a lifetime, a sanctuary of memories filled with laughter, tears, and the presence of your children and grandchildren. It's where the family altar stands, and where the walls silently witness your perseverance through life's hardships. Yet many elderly people, out of trust in their children or the desire to get things in order early, hastily sign over their homes or sell them to move in with their kids. At first, things may seem fine. But over time, the feeling of dependence, of being a guest in someone else's house, can leave you feeling alienated in your own family. Holding on to your home is not about being stubborn, it's about safeguarding a place to retreat to, a corner of peace that is truly your own. Whether it's big or small, it's your space, where you get to decide how to live without walking on eggshells or relying on anyone else. Don't give up the home you've built your life in, no matter the promises or emotional pressure. Once you give away ownership, reclaiming it is extremely difficult. Losing your house may also mean losing the only place in the world that still belongs entirely to you. At this stage in life, keeping your home is how you preserve your freedom, your dignity, and your peace of mind. 9. Don't let worries ruin your sleep. As we age, sleep becomes more precious than ever. A restful night not only restores the body but also brings clarity to the mind and calm to the soul. Still, many older adults carry their worries to bed, fretting about their children, the past, missed opportunities, or things they can no longer change. But the more we dwell, the more tangled our thoughts become. Some problems can't be solved in the dead of night. Some sorrows just need to sit quietly until morning, when they naturally lose their weight. Practice letting go. Tell yourself, I've done what I could today. The rest can wait until tomorrow. Mental health needs just as much care as physical health. Getting enough deep, uninterrupted sleep is the simplest way to stay happy and healthy. Don't let yesterday's burdens drain today's energy. Don't let a restless night cost you tomorrow's strength. At this age, learn to let troubling thoughts pass, not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to know that preserving your peace is far more valuable than clinging to what cannot be changed. 10. Stop worrying about things that don't matter. In our younger years, we carry heavy loads, worrying about work, our spouse and kids, the house, even other people's problems. But as we grow older, our greatest lesson is not how to worry more, but how to worry less, and more wisely. Your children are grown. They have their own lives, their own ways of thinking. No matter how much you worry, you cannot live their lives for them. The more you worry, the more you exhaust yourself, and the more you interfere, the more likely tensions will arise. Avoid getting overly caught up in social issues, gossip, or the need to judge right and wrong in every situation. There are things beyond your control, let them go. The lighter your mind, the more peaceful your heart. Instead of trying to carry everything, focus on what truly matters: your own health, simple daily joys, a good meal, a walk in the sunshine. These are the real treasures of this stage in life. Worrying less doesn't mean you're indifferent. It means you're wise enough to protect your mental space, so you can live longer, live better, not just for yourself, but for the ones you love. 11. Avoid overworking yourself. After a lifetime of being in the grind, the idea of slowing down can sometimes feel uncomfortable or even empty. But old age is not the time to shoulder burdens or push your limits. At this stage, your body no longer bounces back the way it used to. Even a small strain can lead to illness if you don't know when to stop. Some elders still try to take care of everything: household chores, babysitting grandchildren, gardening, cooking. But ask yourself, what's the point, if it only leaves you with back pain, sleepless nights, and aching joints? When your strength starts to fade, pushing beyond your limits isn't a sign of responsibility, it's a risk. You are no longer the backbone of the household, you are now the guardian of your own peace and safety. So when you feel tired, rest. Let the housework wait, let the younger ones take on their share. Because once health is lost, it's hard to get back. Old age is not about doing more, it's about living more fully. Do less, but live deeper. And sometimes, doing nothing at all is the most loving thing you can do for yourself. 12. Don't let extreme frugality steal your joy. You've spent your whole life living for others, raising children, supporting a spouse, saving every penny for the family. But now, in your later years, what's the point of money if not to enjoy a life of comfort, good health, and happiness? Many older people carry their saving habits into retirement, wearing old clothes, skipping their favorite meals, even hesitating to buy essential supplements. They say, "I'm saving it for later." But when is later? Don't let your hard-earned money become something you only count, but never use, leaving behind only regret. If you're still healthy and financially stable, allow yourself to spend a little on things that bring you joy. A delicious meal, a short vacation, or a long-desired item, these are well-earned rewards for all your sacrifices. No one's telling you to be wasteful, but don't be so frugal that you miss out on the simple pleasures you absolutely deserve. Money comes and goes, but inner peace, laughter, and joyful living are the true treasures of old age. Open your heart, open your wallet, and receive the days ahead with the kindness you've always given others, now, directed toward yourself. 13. Health is your most valuable asset. In youth, we often trade health for success. But in old age, we finally understand, wealth can be regained, health cannot. There is nothing more precious now than a body that can still move, a steady breath, restful sleep, and a mind free from stress. With good health, you can enjoy food, travel, laugh with your grandchildren, without the constant worry of pills or hospital visits. Many elders, out of love, still try to take care of everyone else and neglect themselves. But remember, your health isn't just your personal business. It directly affects the peace of your entire family. When you're well, your children are at ease. When you're unwell, they carry that burden too. So take care of yourself. Eat nutritious meals, get enough sleep, move your body every day, and go for regular checkups. Also, let go of emotional baggage, because only a healthy mind can support a healthy body. Taking care of your health isn't just about living longer, it's about living happier, steadier, and more meaningfully right up to your final breath. A gentle reflection on growing older. Old age, at first glance, might seem like an ending. But in truth, it's a precious pause in the grand symphony of life. It's a new chapter where there's no longer a need to rush, to compete, or to carry heavy burdens. And it's in this slower pace that we finally have the chance to truly listen to our inner voice and recognize what genuinely matters. For many years, we may have lived for others, for our children, for our families, for the responsibilities we bore. But only when our hair turns silver, our eyes dim, and our limbs weaken, do we suddenly realize, we may have never fully lived for ourselves. Yet it's not too late. Aging isn't the time to stop living, it's the time to live more deeply. To slow down, without falling behind. To live with less, but feel more fulfilled. To live more gently, yet with greater meaning. We can still start each day with a warm cup of tea, a walk under the trees, or a peaceful smile shared with someone we love. We can learn to care for ourselves, eating well, sleeping enough, tending to our appearance, and letting go of old burdens. No one can live our life for us, nor can anyone endure the physical aches or inner loneliness we might feel. That's why we shouldn't wait for someone else to bring us happiness. Instead, let's create small joys for ourselves each day, whether it's a favorite meal, an old song, a good book, or a quiet afternoon on the porch listening to the wind. Yes, aging can come with illness, fragility, and unavoidable limits. But if your spirit remains open, then each day is still worth living. Don't let yourself become hardened just because the years have been long. Let time soften your soul, make you gentler, wiser, and more able to let things go. Growing old is not something to fear. What's truly frightening is losing yourself in your remaining days, living in bitterness, regret, or clinging to things that no longer matter. But if you can still smile, still forgive, still speak with kindness, then you're living a beautiful old age. And if there's one thing I hope you take away from this message, it's this: you still deserve peace, love, care, and respect. You don't need to live to please anyone anymore. At this stage, you only need to live in a way that brings lightness to your heart. To live so that each passing day leaves no room for regret. To live so that when your eyes close one final time, you can smile with contentment. So take care of your health. Love yourself. Get enough sleep. Enjoy your meals. Take morning walks. Talk with the ones you love. And distance yourself from what disturbs your peace. If there's something bothering you, write it down and set it aside. Read it again tomorrow, you might find it feels much lighter. If someone has hurt you, learn to forgive, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Old age is the time to treat yourself with the same kindness you've given to others your whole life. Did you know? Life is a journey unique to each person. Some walk fast, others take their time. Some reach their destination early, others are still pausing along the way. But the real question isn't how far you've gone, it's whether you feel at peace with the path you've chosen. We can't go back to our youth, but we can absolutely live the rest of our life in the way we truly want. No one can force you to do anything. No one has the right to change who you are. All you need is to live true to yourself, and that's more than enough. Don't neglect your own needs for the sake of your children. Don't give up your freedom out of fear of loneliness. Don't hold on to money so tightly that you miss out on life's simple, beautiful joys. Eat when you're hungry. Rest when you're tired. Laugh when you're happy. Take breaks when you need them. Reread the words you once wrote. Listen to the music that still stirs your soul. Reconnect with old friends if you still can. And speak the words that matter: thank you, I'm sorry, I love you, while there's still time. Finally, I sincerely thank you for taking the time to listen. If this message has touched your heart, please consider sharing it with your family, friends, and anyone who is at a similar stage of life. You never know, just a few kind words or a gentle reminder might soothe a lonely heart. Perhaps your sharing today could spark a light of hope for someone in need. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to support our channel. We look forward to welcoming you back in our upcoming content. Wishing you a joyful, healthy life, one truly worthy of the precious years still ahead.